Today we're going to have a little chat about knife steels, something I've been thinking about for the last few days, and something I've been learning about for the last year or so. I've had some changes in my mindset, sort of my ideology towards knife steels, and something that's really annoying me the last few months. So I'll start off here by saying I'm as guilty of what I'm about to talk about as anyone else. I've been there, I'm verging from that now, but I was quite similar in my mindset just a while ago, and that is, I'll sum it up in a word: a steel snob. People that think only the best, very best steels, only the newest steels are good, and everything else is complete garbage. Here on the table we have a whole bunch of knives. This is just a few out of my collection I just grabbed to bring out to the shop for this video. We have, here's a lovely knife. I love the Spyderco Delica. It's in VG10. Another Spyderco here, S30V. And then we have Kershaw Blur. This is a cool model. This is a Sandvik steel model. Continuing with Sandvik, we have a gold-plated Kershaw Leek. That's a cool knife. I only wear this one on dress-up days. A Buck 110, classic model. This is a 420HC, just a basic model 110. Made in America. Love this knife. Some Victorinox. This is, I think, the Cadet. This was a gift. Another awesome little Swiss here. I can't remember the name of this model, but they have it changed now to something strange. It's a little two-bladed model. But we have a whole bunch of different steels here. S30V. Here's my Back River Aurora in the CPM 3V. Love this knife. And here we have a little custom carbon steel 5160. So what I'm finding is that people are just outlawing all these great steels because they're becoming steel snobs. When one time 420 and 440 steels were seen as excellent, people loved it. They worked great. Of course they worked great. And then new steels come along, like let's say VG10 or things like that, and people thought these were fantastic steels, and they are. So people threw all of these type knives away, or anything with less than a cool name on it, when stuff like this came out. And then we moved on to, let's see what else we have here. Sandvik. Sandvik is a great steel. When we moved up to S30V, which is probably about the highest ranking steel I have in my collection now, I mean, all this other stuff, anything that was seen as less, was complete garbage. People selling their knives, not getting rid of them. I mean, it's not good enough unless it's S30V. Forget 01 and 1095 and D2 and all these other great steels. S30V is the only thing that's good enough. Now I'm hearing these days, and I've seen in comments on my videos, unless you have an S90 or S110, I mean, S30 now is seen as mediocre. Oh, that's not real great steel, only S30V. And this pyramid is going on, and it's just ridiculous in my opinion. Especially since, especially in the last few months, I've been more carrying steels like this in my case model here. And the reason is that they're serviceable. That's what I love about these steels. Don't get me wrong, there are differences in steels. The S30V steel is a lot harder than what's in this case here. But at the end of the day, if you're going to ding your knife edge into a piece of metal or something and dent your edge, it's going to happen with both of these. I mean, the S30 has better edge retention, it'll last longer in everyday tasks. But if you're going to ding your edge, it's going to happen with both of these. These steels aren't that hard. When you've got the super fine edges, they're both going to dent and ding the same way. But the difference is, if I ding this in the shed, I've got 10 or 12 minutes on the stones to get it back to a razor edge. If I ding this S30, I've got probably 40-45 minutes to bring it back to a nice clean edge again. I mean, I get some of these knives sent into me, and it's just such a chore to remove dents and chips and things. And it's for my everyday use, I'm starting to err more towards the side of these steels, because I can fix them and repair them and touch them up so easy. You don't mind using it on a task that you know will mar up your edge, because I can throw it on the stones for a few minutes. We're back to that perfect edge. Whereas I might not use something like this because I'm thinking, well, if I ding that edge, it's such a big job to fix it. And I know you've got your diamond, your ceramic stones that make it faster, but it's still a chore. So long story short, I think we need to take it easy, take a step back, and have a look at what we're actually doing with our knives. It's not as simple of a concept as what's a better steel. Is S30 better than VG10? Well, it's certainly more expensive. We know that. It does have some better properties. But what are you really doing with these two knives you're carrying around in your pocket that VG10 is not going to serve you just as well? That would be my question. I'm asking you guys. Post in the comments what you think. Like I said, I love my S30V, and sure, it lasts an edge great, holds up well, good edge retention, but this VG10 is so serviceable. If I dent it, if I nick it, it's so easy to get a razor sharp edge back on it. And it holds it well. I mean, they're not garbage. We have very few garbage steels today. All of it is good. 420 with a good heat treat like Boss does. Fantastic steel. Does a great job. Is it quite as good as the S30? No. But this is a lot more fun to sharpen, I can tell you that. A lot more maintainable. Moving over to the Victorinox. I mean, everyone likes a good Victorinox, but the steel, what does it say on it? Swiss made stainless steel. Nothing real fancy there. It's fairly soft, but it's a good steel. It's easily workable on the stones. This case model, again, so awesome. Just great steel that works well on the stones. I think we need to back off on the steel snobbery. People getting rid of their knives like this. People getting rid of their VG10 because it's not good enough anymore. In my opinion, it is good enough. It's in a lot of ways, it's even better than the S30 because it's maintainable. Unless you're doing something real extreme, I think these steels just work better, some of the softer steels. I sharpened a knife up in the S90, maybe S110 steel, and it was just ridiculous to sharpen on the stones, and I don't want to merge to that type of steel. I don't want it in my collection. This CPM 3V, also pretty tough steel, but not necessary. This carbon steel with the heat treat I did here on my little custom, fantastic, and it's sharpenable, it's serviceable. Guys, let me know down in the comments section what you think. This is my opinion, something that's been kind of eating at me for the last little bit. I think we need to lay off a little bit, take a look at what we're actually doing with these steels, and not just go with the paper specs. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave me a response. I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on this because it's something that I've been thinking a lot about. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.